The Prince and the Mouse. One day, a prince was walking down the path and he saw a mouse scurrying towards him. "Hello, mouse," he said as he bent down. "What brings you on this path?" Of course, the mouse did not reply, but it did not scurry away either. The mouse turned as if to look at the prince, wiggled his little mouse nose, and stood there. Or stayed there, rather. Mice don't stand. After some moments, the mouse turned back from the direction it came and scuttled away. Said the prince. "I bet there is something special about this mouse. Something about the way he skittled away," he wondered. He stood up and continued down the path towards town. When he arrived in the town, he went straight to the local library, as he knew that the librarians were always so knowledgeable and helpful. Why, he once had a princely assignment to do for his royal class, and the librarians helped him find all the best royal resources they could find. If anyone would know about special mice, it would be the librarians. When he came in, he saw the head librarian arranging some books on the shelf behind her. She was an older lady, perhaps slightly younger than his grandmother. Her thick glasses hid bright blue eyes that still had the curious glint of youth in them. As she saw him come in, she stopped arranging the books. She smiled warmly and said, "Prince, you're back. You must need some information about another kingdom, or maybe some light fare for relaxation and leisure, sire?" The prince returned her smile. "Librarian, how do you do? I'm not here for any of that today, you see. It is summer break, and I do not have any princely homework. Instead, I am here because on my leisurely stroll to town, I encountered a special sort of mouse. I spoke to him, and he stopped, turned, wiggled his little mouse nose, and stood there at me. Well, he didn't stand. Mice don't stand. But he didn't move. I felt like he understood me. Then he skittled away." The librarian furrowed her brow. "Skittled?" The prince replied, "Yes, you know, skittled. He sort of scurried away." "Sire, would you perhaps mean scuttled?" The prince stumbled on his words, seemingly flustered at his misstep. "Yes, librarian, I suppose you're right. But would you have anything on special mice?" The librarian turned towards the shelf, retrieved a book, and handed it to him. "No, but I have a book on mice here for you. Someone just returned it." The prince examined the book. "Of men and mice, What is in this book?" The librarian beamed and said, "Well, it's a book about the relationship between men and mice, how they get along and such, different types of mice in the world, what they eat, and how they interact with us humans. It's a very specific book. It is lucky that I had it on hand for you." Now it is time for the prince to furrow his brow, but not in an inquisitive way like the librarian did. No, this was a worried furrow, the kind you do when your friend says, "Of course I left you some royal pie. Why would I eat it all? I must be going home now." And he skittles away. Scuttles. If someone returned it, then perhaps someone has already found something out about that mouse, the prince wondered under his breath. "Sorry, sire?" the librarian said. "Oh, nothing," said the prince. "I'll take it." He walked out the door and called out, "Thank you." And the librarian barely had a chance to say, "Sire, you must check it out with your royal library card," before he had already left. On his way back to the castle, he looked for the mouse, but didn't find it. He didn't even see any other mice. Also, he forgot the book at the apothecary back in town. He also forgot his apothecary items. The Prince and the Mouse.